Deze is hartstikke als een Jeff.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. What's up, guys? Share and let everybody know you're watching Inside Scoop, episode 297. We're going to have a fun show, like always. And, dude, how you feeling, man?
Dude, I am in the midst. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling like really good. Like, I don't know if I'm just feeling energized or if I'm just delirious.
Yeah.
It's like I don't sleep through the night. That doesn't happen with me. You know,
that's
like it's like little things, just like, all right, like, yeah, I woke up and checked my phone and saw this and I couldn't go back to sleep. Like, that's a normal thing. But with
right.
me, it's like, Dad, snuggle me, like my youngest.
Oh, God.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even say snuggle, he goes, snuggle me, Daddy, snuggle me. No, like, you know, like, but see, I'll say no, right? But I don't say no to him. I always go, oh yeah, here, let me tuck you in. Daddy's gonna go potty, and then I just shut the door.
Right.
But so stuff like that, like I just shut the door. But the other two, they know. They're like, come on, Dad, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta get to sleep too.
Right.
And then I end up doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But no, so that's how I'm feeling. How are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. It's a big week coming up. I'm leaving early in the AM, like super early, not in a couple hours.
Like as soon as the show is done.
Yeah, like as soon as the show's done, I need to go to bed and then wake up a couple hours after that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a big week. I'm excited for US Open, hanging out with the team, getting to, see my students there and competing, working with all kinds of different people, private lessons wise, really getting to be around the whole Century team because it's really cool at US Open because they have their whole store there and it's just really a big deal and the whole team's there and it's fun to just be able to say thank you and hang out with them and talk to them. I think that's something as well that people don't always get to do with their sponsors, and so Century's always a great one for that. And then
you say they're bringing their whole store, what does that mean?
Yeah, so I don't know if you've been there in a while, right? So like in the past, I think Asian World used to sponsor to where they were the only vendor there, right?
Yeah, and it makes it boring.
Well, so they're kind of that way. So like they have it to where, but they make it like, I mean, it's not just a bunch of tables and you go and check. No, it's set up like a store. Like they have their racks, they have everything. It looks like their store in Oklahoma City, just without, just set up in the corner. They'll have yeah. Oh yeah. Like it is the way to do it. Like, and it's awesome, and it's cool because they'll have different videos of, from our photo shoots we did a couple years ago, and they'll have me doing some commas and things like that. And then, then they have their video they've been putting up of everybody else's face and then my belt, so that's cool. But I always joke about that. Like whenever.
Wait. So they got a bunch of people up there. They're like, come see, yada da, and then look at that athlete, and then there's Jeff's belt.
Yeah, I give them a hard time. I'm like, so I went and did this whole shoot with you guys, and you got Amber's face striking, and Cam striking, and Kaylin striking, and then you see my white, my gray belt with commas.
Want to take pictures of my crotch? What's going on here?
I'm like, come on, man. Like, seriously? Like, am I that ugly? Like, dang. And at least have me kicking or something. Like, dang. But nah, it's cool.
Of all the picture perfect kicks that you can do better than anybody else,
that's what's so funny to me is like, you just never know what companies want. I haven't seen one picture yet of me kicking from back then. It's really funny. That's what my instructor said too. Like, what's going on?
But see, this
Well,
is a
you just never
classic
know.
example of sometimes like marketing and advertising companies. That's that's why they're worth it. That's why they exist. So
Right.
I don't think I ever told you the story. So my mom was come almost like she didn't make it on the show, but like there's enough stories about her to go around for a
Right.
long time. But anyway, my mom was she was a photo stylist. That was what's wrong? Oh, this is a prime time dad vacation
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
This vacation shirt, and I'm just fresh off vacation, so cool it, Troy. Anyway, so that was her thing. That's what she would do. The industry's changed a little bit. So things like what she would do is she would like book a model for this shoot because we need this. Oh, this is a shoe catalog. So we need someone who can fit something like this, kind of looks like that. Well, one thing that they were doing, oh gosh, I can't remember that. It was a nationwide chain of a fitness facility. It's not around anymore. But anyway, they needed someone, they needed like people in the shot, and they just didn't. They thought they were going to grab like members from the health club, right? And
Right.
so my mom's like, hey, none of these guys look any good. They all just look like a bunch of, fat slobs. And I'm like, well, that's why they're at the gym.
Yeah.
So she's like, you got to get here. You got to come over here. I need you in this shot. And I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah. So go there. And then anyway, after the shot, she goes, why don't we see if they'll like take some pictures of you doing like karate? They can get like some pictures of you. Now,
Right.
this is like the summer of 2001. So like doing a handstand kick was like really cool. That was like a common thing, right? So I was doing that and I got some pictures, and those shots were by far the coolest. They'd never seen martial arts like
Right.
that before, but yet
Right.
they knew how to get the shot, right?
Right.
I
Right.
also knew I'm like, I can kind of do the like I see you're there. I'm gonna do the jump outside crescent kick and I'll peek it here
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
it's not in front of my face, right?
Right. Right.
Why does
Yeah.
everybody do that? So I'll do, but then all those looked amazing, right?
That's cool.
And they were just, that's professional photographers, that's professional marketers, that's professional advertisers versus Jeff's crotch.
Well, I mean, they got a professional crew, man, that does it, and they do a great job. And they took a lot of cool things. It's just interesting what gets put into on the website and what doesn't, right? You
Man.
just never know, because there's a lot of awesome shots that I saw that they took that were amazing, right? And it's like, okay, but you know what though? Like their crew, they do shoots every week. Like they probably have so much footage and stills, it's insane. So, but we'll see. But yeah, so there's a lot of things going on with that. So I'm just excited for US Open. I'll be there Tuesday till Monday. That's a long time, but we'll be practicing and training for team demo.
Wait,
so
what did you just say? You're gonna
Tuesday
get there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, come
and
back
you're gonna
Monday morning.
whoa.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Well, the thing is
that
now,
Monday
bud, like
morning, it would just be like,
Thursday the tournament starts. Thursday the tournament starts, so it's like
when does your stuff start?
Thursday.
Okay.
And then, we have a
But you don't
team,
do
a
anything
demo.
Sunday.
No. But
So
I
you're
figure, you know what?
Thursday, Friday,
Thursday,
Saturday.
I'm gonna chill a little bit. I doubt I'll go anywhere. Some people will want to go somewhere. I'd rather just chill and be at the pool, like and just
You will too.
take
You'll want to go to like downtown Disney.
maybe. Let's see, last year I wanted to do something like go see alligators or something like that, but I needed to book that way in advance. Yeah.
That's cool, actually. So
Yeah, I've done that before. I've done that a lot when I used to go to the 2 times I went to Jeremy's tournament. I did that, and that was fun.
To my father-in-law, my late father-in-law, and when he first said it, I didn't like believe him, and then I like didn't even think it was a thing. He can call gators. He can call them. Like it's a weird thing. Like he does this thing with his throat, like this. I don't know how to do it. It sounds like a bullfrog almost. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a thing. And they will come. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you want to be able to do that? That's like the one thing that you're like, if I never was able to do this thing in life, I'd be much safer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like what turkey
No,
call? Okay.
Beta's right. Oh, Beta's right. They are everywhere. There's no, and Beta, am I wrong that there's no such thing
Welcome,
as a
bro.
body of water without gators? All right. I'm pretty sure that's like
Yeah,
they're
I'm trying
always
to
there.
Tuesday or Wednesday, a beta. Hopefully Tuesday. I'm working on that. I got to figure out where your school is, but working on it. I have a couple people as well that want to do lessons, so trying to figure all that out for Tuesday.
His school, this dude's got 13 schools.
Yeah, I know. I mean, exactly. It's like one of the ones where they're all chill out at and
I gotta tell
train.
you, Beta he's a fantastic host. All right.
Yeah.
He and Jamie, but just overall, just like, hey, let's go hang out. Like, not a cooler guy to be hanging with, right? But are there other like tournaments where you've gone to where like guys were like, here, man, I'll pick you up, we'll go eat it and d.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, anytime I go to Texas, it's like that in Houston. I mean, with Bear will get me and take me anywhere. I even one time, I think he hated me for this, but I was going to a tournament. I got invited to a tournament, and everything was paid for. And I knew Bear didn't really like that him and the promoter weren't really. He wasn't going to go to the tournament, so I didn't even tell Bear that was coming. He saw that I was there, and he came by and picked me up and hung out. But it was just like, bro, why are you? I'm like, come on, man. Like you would be like, come on, are you really going to do this? I'm like, so there's that. All right, but again, we're talking about Texas, and there's a lot of there's so many divisions in Texas, and it's really funny. I probably got in trouble for just saying what I did, but it's the truth. So, but yeah, Bear's like that with that. I mean, that's the main person I know whenever I'm around somewhere. Yeah, he's, at least in Houston, I can go hang at his house if I need to. He's done the same thing when he's been here for my term. He stayed at my house and stuff. So, but we're,
dude, I think,
and then Detroit, of course, if I go up to Detroit, it's the same way with Cannell. I'm hanging at his house. So yeah.
Wednesday night, unless people would prefer Tuesday. See, this guy can turn on a dime. Look at that. Look at it. Look at live on the show. He's orchestrating a nationwide, fight night collective.
Just for the post out just about an hour ago. So he's trying to get all figured out. Either one works. I know we got our demo practice that just kind of got moved back a little bit, but we could probably do something. So I just love to come hang out, man.
You're in a demo?
Yeah. We have Revolution demo. Remember? I told you we did this.
I thought you hate demos.
Yeah, I know. It took a lot to get me to do this. Okay. I'm actually enjoying it now. Okay. I mean, you don't remember. Right. Hey, Chicago, we had a great first one, we came out there, did great. I hit myself really hard with the nunchuck.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
And then we did well at Atlanta. It was a lot of fun. So we're getting the top 3 every time with big groups. So now we got, this is the most important one to go to for demo. Really is the U.S. Open.
I mean, yeah, it really is.
That's the whole thing. So, and it's cool this year. Going to be back on ESPN Plus. Well, back with ESPN. They've never been on Plus, but this is a good platform for them. So it's going to be interesting how it works, with that. Because again, they literally have 6 to 9. So some things are going to get cut. Some things aren't going to be on there, so it's going to be interesting. So I feel like,
well, then
everyone at US Open is kind of on edge and they were just hoping they're in the show. And the truth is like, it's not just a stressful moment for me or you or whoever. It's really a stressful experience for everybody there, so who's going to deal with that, especially in forums for fighting? All right. Hey,
you never know.
Yeah. But for forums, it's like, it still is that you never know, because you could go in, win everything and have an off weekend. Most likely you're still probably going to be in the finals, but you just gave way to someone else to get in the show that maybe had no opportunity, before. Right. So it's a really interesting event, but who's going to deal with the stress the best, right?
Yeah.
And so again, like for me, my thing is just get there and put on a show. If I can get there, then that's the most important thing, is getting there. Again, I've been able to do it in my teens, in my 30s, in my 40s. So, that's fun for me. That's exciting for me. But I'm excited to see, this year they're going to do the live breaking show 6 to 9. So
Now I think that would be cool.
yeah.
All right.
So,
To do that, because they're going to have their own area. The breakers aren't in the same area as the rest of the competition, which is fair. They're two
Right.
totally different cultures, and who wants to mess with that mess?
Right.
You
I
know?
think the thing is, when you're adding TV in there with breaking, I think
Breaking is primetime TV.
it is, but sometimes that stuff takes way too long. It's like, why do you need to set up 8
Oh,
times?
not live TV. Not live.
Yeah, but that's what's going to be live. It's
Yeah,
live.
that's
So that's what I'm saying. Like, some things they're going to have to really enforce a time limit on certain things, because I'm sorry, or just only certain events are going to be able to be there, right?
Yeah.
So
Like, listen,
because
if Wilt Chamberlain
creative
competing in
breaking-
the championship is on tape delay, breaking can be on tape delay.
well, I mean, I think if you have creative breaking where it's like a form and they have multiple things already set up, I think that's good, right? If you have maybe the sidekick breaking, or maybe some of the power breaking like that, but when you're setting up and practicing through it 15 times, like, come on, let's go, So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so some interesting things that are going to be happening this week. Also, WMAC Masters. Everyone go out and check them out while
That's
there. You also got MayaCon going on, which is really huge. There's so many people. It's crazy. So many people that I know that are going there for their business part and aren't even going to step into the U.S. Open until maybe Saturday Night Finals, which is where they have a lot of those guys come in. Like, if you go to MayaCon, part of that is a ticket to the night show, right? So that part's cool, because I remember a few years ago, there were people that never really been around sport karate, been more jiu-jitsu or UFC based school, and then they go and watch the show. And they're like, whoa, this is something different. This is cool. This is very interesting, right? So yeah. Jonathan, no idea what you're talking about, buddy, but it's okay.
Like a flash kick break, board break.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, what is one of your favorite moments that you saw, or biggest stories that you saw at the U.S. Open?
U.S. Open has so many stories. The U.S. Open has so many stories on and off the mat.
Yes, with some of those we don't need to say, in the ones off the
Some
mat.
of them we don't say, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't really know a lot of like other people. Like, did you just see this guy? But I know myself. Like, there's just funny moments, right? There's just funny things. All right, I won't name names, but like a funny thing that happened is, this was I might have told you this before, but do you remember the flip phone days when people would be like, flip phone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably like an LG flip phone or something. So it was a buddy of mine was like, and what, then you're on the second level, and he's like, got a phone call and was like, check it out. Went to flip it open, and it flipped out of his hand and from the second level down into the bush. This person thought, all right, because when you don't know, when you when you have to go around from the stairs, you don't know where it lets you out. You're not going to find that specific bush again. Plus at night, like, you're not. And he was at least smart enough to be like, there's no way I'm going to find this unless I go straight down. The problem was, he wanted to hang and then go straight down. So he swung his feet over and then just fell straight back into the bush.
Oh my God.
This person, you would think it's not a short fall, right?
No.
It's a significant fall. But this person, athletic, jumps up, boom, right away, and looks to just see if anybody else is looking, and I'm dying, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's off the mat. Things like that.
That's
They're
awesome,
funny
man.
things, right? Just things like that. Stuff that happens at
Yeah.
the Pepper Market Grill. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we've all
Lots
had it.
of that. Yeah. All right.
Um,
So we're getting Raymond scored 19 points on Elias.
this is where we had so things like that.
Raymond versus Zolt, Clash Sparring. Yeah, that was
But see, like Ben Clark. So that one, it wasn't just Raymond versus Zolt.
Yeah.
It was also Jack versus Laszlo. And Laszlo scored a few times, but Jack clearly just had his way with him. I think that was like when they wanted to do like, I think they were trying to promote this Clash Sparring, which nobody could really tell what it was, right?
Oh, it's intense, bro.
But that was like the birth and the death of it. All right, right there.
Oh, it's still there. It's still happening. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you have people coming from other countries to do that. Like
Come on now.
high level, like Waco continuous fighters that go to do that, and kick light fighters. Yeah. It's pretty intense.
I don't really understand it. So if the idea is I guess I just when I've asked questions merely trying to understand, and the only reason I don't like it is because I can't get a true explanation of what the thing is. So like I'm trying to.
It's not that much different. It's not that much different from the continuous. And be honest with you, the only difference is that you can do a combo of 5 techniques. If you do more, they separate you. I think it's 5. I don't know the exact number, but it's literally like a certain amount of techniques that you can throw in a row.
Then
and then
how do you know what happens? So then if you're like the 14-year-old,
it is like light contact there, Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, like the 14-year-olds, they just stand in place and punch each other 3-4 times and then they run away. And then you're like, I have no idea what just happened here because they don't feel anything because they don't hit that hard. Right. So you just looking at each other like, what? And that's not like, I'm not knocking them, but like, they're not heavyweights, you know?
Right.
And so they're just sitting there going, boom, 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 boom. And then they run away. And you're like, what the heck did I just watch? But you're kind of telling them to do that. But then how do you find a winner in that?
Points. Like, how do you not, like, whoever controlled it? It's the same way of watching continuous fighting. It's exactly the same thing.
Exactly. So there isn't really a way. Continuous is easier to find a winner. Because continuous is easier to find a winner because you force that other fighter to separate or you separate and find another way around. So it's not like, oh, I made them separate. Right.
Right.
But now if it's continuous and the other fighter like has to duck out, I control the fight.
It's kind of that way anyways, be honest. Like I thought that the refs would be separating them more, but it's not really like that.
They're separating them themselves.
Yeah. So but yeah, so there's Clash Sparring. All right, what's another thing? I know for me, there's a lot of awesome team fighting memories, growing up and being, just watching some of the great ones, again,
and then
also it's about like Team Elite, in 2000, winning that which was awesome. But the year before, for me, it was the ones I remember because we had a team that people, and I've told the story many times, a team that we didn't have our whole team there at US Open, right? And we had, first we didn't even, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but definitely want to lift prayers up to the family and everyone for Rayfon Mills, right? He passed away recently and he was on Team Elite, right? And he was amazing, super lightweight fighter. But at that time, he wasn't necessarily on the top team on Team Elite that we had, like our let's just say like Jesse Ray, Akin, and Thomas Wright. That was, and maybe Frank Jones when he was around, would be like our team that we would have there, right? He was probably on the other team, the second one, the third one. But everyone that was there was him, Thomas, and then Chris McBride. That was our team. And so we had a lightweight, a super lightweight, and then Chris, who was still new to the team and had this, him and Jody were going at each other. He was wanting to beat Jody, and Jody at the time was the super fighter.
He was Jody. Yeah.
And so we were going, and at this time they would have 2 or 3 Guatemalan teams there from Juarez. They had Bull on the Beach. They had 2 JPM teams. They had, local teams. They had probably an NK team. There was so many different teams that were around. And just for me, us beating Paul Mitchell in overtime, and that was just exciting, right? And so it was Ray Fond, Thomas, and Chris McBride. And we were fighting Jody, Reggie, and I believe
Ray.
Mike. I believe it was Mike P. So
This is
it might.
2000.
This was 99. Yeah. This
Oh,
was
never
99.
mind. Then 99.
Yeah.
Then yes, that would Ray
Yeah,
wasn't
so-
then.
And actually, it may not have been Reggie. It may have been actually Didi was on that one. So it was like Didi
Didi
Batista. Yeah, Didi was there, and then it was Mike P. and then Jody. But so Ray Fond fought Didi and won that one, right? Then Thomas fought Mike Pombera, which is a great fight. They were going at each other. And then McBride and Jody. And so we won that in overtime. Was exciting. And then you move on. And that was really our second round. So we still had
That's
like 3
nuts.
more fights to get to Brian Ruth, Preston, and Reggie, which was their number one, which was their other team. I mean, which one's number one? I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a team with Jody and Mike P, like, honestly, you could put anyone in there most of the time, right?
Yeah.
And then at that time, though, in 99, Brian Ruth and Preston, I mean, and so that fight again went
Brian Ruth and Preston off the line in 99.
right.
Few people faster off the line.
And then honestly, one of the best fighters that is awkward, but you know what he's going to do, but it's hard to score a lot of points on him is Reggie Perry. Like he was just a great fighter to negate a lot of things. Right. And so, it was just wild. And so for me, that one is one that I just remember. JPM ended up winning that one, but for us to beat JPM at that time, no one was beating them in 99. There wasn't any other teams really doing that. So you guys
were the cool team. They were the dominant team. They were the better guys. They were the better fighters. You guys were the cool team.
Well, and the truth is, Elite went through a lot of, from 96 and then 97, we were that team that was the cool team that everyone was wanting to see win. And then we had our ups and downs in 98. Lots of ups and downs.
98 was a weird team for you guys.
Well, yeah, because we had Jody, we lost Jody. We had Gerald, we lost him. We had Ibby for a little bit, and then he was gone. And then we had, there was just a lot of, this back and forth. So 99 was really just a really interesting year for us. But a lot of our guys had some of their best years. Like Akin had one of his best years. Jesse Ray had one of his best years. Chris McBride coming back, and he was doing more of NBL at the time, fighting with Bay Area's best. So, and then coming and fighting with us. So it was pretty neat, man. Just that was one I'll always remember. As far as forms moments,
oh, wow.
I think the 3-way tie in 98, John Valera, Richard Brandon, Kim Do, and honestly, to me, David Douglas should have been in there too. There should have been a 4-way tie because his form to me I thought was better than all of them. And
his was cooler, and especially in 1998 because he was doing the double leg 540 right at, I mean, it was just such a cool move.
Yeah.
And David it was a bummer for me is David's forms is they never finished as well as they started.
No. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I was like, dude, but one of like lifetime achievements for me is like I beat him in form division once, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Right? But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that was for me my first big national tournament back, or as an adult. I was doing a lot regionally and everything, and then I went to Tornado Internationals and was able to beat Ben Brown and Alex Davidoff and tie Jason Bradley at that time in 2002. It was like, all right, I feel great, and we were going head to head, and so that was I had to do a form again. And, those things like that, same thing. It's like, but even in 2000, that year, watching on stage Jason Borelli out, like do some of the things he did and about knock himself out. But he destroyed everyone that weekend, man. He was dominant in forms and even weapons that weekend. And then he goes on stage and does that crazy break, fall, dive, death drop thing and about kills himself.
Jason pretty much had the same form for the most part, most of his career, but he would have nuances that he would do in when he would be like, all right, I want to up it. Like when he'd be in a finals, like there'd be like different nuances. Like he wouldn't do a round off flash kick. He'd do a Branny, like no-handed round off flash kick in his splits. So it's like, all right, you put hot sauce on everything, right? And then just like, yeah, out of nowhere, he'd end the form by sometimes he'd just drop and go straight back, or he'd just jump and go flat and then just drop himself to the ground. You're like, I think I broke a couple vertebrae watching that. Oh my goodness.
Right.
There'd just be things that like he would do, but he calls himself a performer. He's like, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go figure it out. I'm a performer.
Yeah. I mean, I showed Shaquan some of his forms this year, and I guess he hadn't really seen them before. And he was just like, whoa, what? What? Yeah. So some crazy stuff, especially like the drop.
I love that the guys are chiming in with their favorite moments. And I will agree. I want to chime in here. A couple of guys are mentioning 2014 men's team fighting. And I agree. Abeta, you're close on what the team roster was then, but it was 2014. Oh no, it wasn't 2014. It was 2015. So 2015, it was one of the best pickup teams that's performed like almost ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't it was Ross Cook, right?
Yeah.
Ross Cook was on that team, and with Jim Haymore on the team, and I think there was who was the guy from Tennessee? We had him on the show, Josh Smith.
Yeah.
All right. So the tournament before at the Battle of Atlanta, like the week before, right, or maybe 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
We beat the All-Stars without. There was no Jack Felton on that team though, but a lot of it was because of how Ross fought Ray, right, and really should have beat him in that match, right? If you watch the match, it was a fantastic match, but we go and there was a deep squad. There was like, I don't know, something crazy, like 30 teams, and literally the only thing that I'm like,
though you didn't say the year.
2015.
Okay, this was 2015. Yeah, but you were in 2015. That wasn't the team that you're talking about that you guys fought, because 2015 you were on Hayabusa in 2015. So it wasn't 2015 that you were representing NK.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. The battle that was when you fought with Roman.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. It was 2014. You're right. I'm sorry. Thanks for correcting me. You're right. It was 2014, but that's where we were like, listen, the only team of all these teams that we really need to worry about is the All-Stars, because we need two people that we got to worry about, like more than Impex, more than JPM. What the heck are we going to do about this team? And I remember Conroy was like, stop worrying about this one team. We got all these other teams. And I'm like, I'm just saying, we got answers for other teams. We don't have an answer for that team. And that's the first team we drew. Right. Yeah. Sucked. But so Ross didn't join the Alliance team. And so he was just like, hey, do you want to fight teams? Jim, do you want to fight teams? Josh, do you want to fight teams? And then they just wreck shop on everybody. Right, ran through WKF, ran through this team, ran through that team. They go and they're fighting JPM in the final, and Ross is just he doesn't have as many moves as he did later, and he's just blitzing through. All right, these guys really should have won, He's blitzing through Laszlo like nothing, right? And it should that team should have been in the finals against the All-Stars. Really, really should have.
Right.
I don't think they would have won against the All-Stars because Ross would have been against Ray, and I don't think you're gonna get him 2 times like that. And there's Robbie and Jack next to him. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But they should have had a shot. They should have been there. It was really cool. And you know what else happened that year? And this is a trivia question. Is Jamal Albini won?
Yes, won. Yeah.
He won it. He won that. Zolt was in that tournament. Laszlo was in that tournament. Jack was in that tournament. Raymond was in that tournament. Ross, I think Ross Levine was in that tournament, right?
Yeah, Veras was there. All those guys were there, right?
And it was Jamal Albini who won the whole thing, right? He fought Richie Veras in the end. And then you gotta think about this and you go, well, how in the world did he get there? Who did he must have he beat Raymond Daniels in a heavyweight overall, right? And then to get to the final, like he had to go there and fought Richie Veras, beat Richie Veras, when Richie Veras at that time was like, you argued like maybe he's the best right now.
Yeah.
You can say maybe, but he wasn't, right? But it was a big freaking deal, man. Right. So that's a big trivia question.
Yeah, those years were really cool with fighting and everything, 2013, 2014, 2015, like just the energy there was just amazing, man. The cool thing they did back then in 2009, where they did the USA and Canada versus, like North America versus Europe. I thought that was a cool thing that they did something different to at least highlight the fighting, because a lot of times at that time they weren't. They were maybe putting one fight on or sometimes none, So I thought that was a cool thing to do. Any memorable forms that kind of stand out?
I think
I don't know if you've already shared your moment or not from US Open for you personally.
Yeah, I got a couple. So I think for forms, I think in 2003, when Matt Emig and Sammy Vasquez just had those battles with each other. This is when they were juniors too. I don't really talk a lot about juniors, but that was those two are legends, right? That was phenomenal. I think mine, I kind of hinted on it, when I beat David Douglas. I mean, that's something that I didn't
What
win.
year was that? 2000?
2001.
2001.
Right?
Okay.
2001. I took I didn't win. Anthony Atkins still beat me. I took second. I didn't win my division. Sucks. All right. But NK started out as just a few guys that were kind of talented, but nobody was really that good yet. All right. There were some guys that were pretty talented. Nobody's that good. So when the only times where people could really even know we were there is when we were doing teams. And so like, I don't know, BJ would knock somebody out, or Greg would blitz somebody over, or I'd have to do something nutty. All right. So I remember I was talking to Greg. I would always piss Greg off when I would do this. I'm like, I'm going to hit this guy with a 360 round kick. And Greg would get so pissed. Greg Betlock. He was like, man, get your head in the game. You can't just talk and go showboat some guy. And I'm like, this is a great strategy against this guy. Yeah. Right? It's not just like, this is a great move to do right here. He'll think the spin hook kick is coming. He'll reach, and I'll go over the top and 360 round. Go, you can't think like that. You can't, whatever. So now I'm going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So I go to do it. And I get a significant amount of hang time. The guy ducks, and I'm like, oh, F. Right? And I'm still in the air, and he peeks his head back up, and I'm able to hook kick and come back and catch him. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. All right. We're not just a bunch of kids from the Arctic Thunder, North Minnesota. We're actually all right over here. Right. So just we have moments like that. I think making it most of them were team fighting ones. I'm trying to think. What was one of my best ones? Oh, all right. Here's one.
Okay.
This is both awesome and demoralizing at the same time. Okay. So I always wanted to be around the cool team, right? I wanted to be around Elite and CJB, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was calling Mike Conroy coach forever, right? I just called him coach. He was like a decade or more before he was ever my coach, right? So, but I always kind of looked at it and I'm like, I'm better than Josh Harwich. I'm better than that guy.
Mhm.
But we were in the same division sometimes. And I'm like, I'm going to really beat that guy. I know I can beat him.
2004.
4, right?
4 was when him and Tom got put on. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's my spot. Right? Josh is fantastic. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome guy. Right? So we're fighting each other. I beat Josh. Yeah. Beat him for the middleweight division. All right. Who won light middleweight? Damn it. It's Jason Borelli. But I'm feeling good. I'm all right. Okay. So Greg's behind me and he goes, you got to use your length, right? You're 3 inches taller than this guy. You got to use that. That doesn't matter. Math like that doesn't matter against a unicorn like Jason Borelli, right? But what else do you need? So we have a decent strategy. All right. He comes in, pow, kicks me. He does 2. But I can't return it, pow, 2. I'm in the match. He scores 2 again. I'm going back. We're going back and forth. But Jason's also fucking crazy athlete. So his plan was that he was going to swing through with his back leg instead of spinning. He was going to go under my leg and hook kick me in the face. Problem was, I'd set my foot down and I was getting him in the corner. I was going to set down and then punch him with my rear hand. But he didn't see me setting down. So he swings full speed and he takes out my front leg, his knee right into my quad, literally flips me upside down. All right. And I try to like jump right back up. No, I got it. Couldn't even stand. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. Crazy. So then this is the pride. Someone's like, oh, let's get a medic in here, see if he's all right. And I'm like, no, I don't need that stuff. I'm fine. Right. I'm looking across at the greatest kicker my 2 eyes have ever seen. And I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I can't even pick this weapon up. And it's all I got. Right. I lost that match 14-2. Right. I went from riding high, being like, yeah, coach, I should be your guy, to like now he's behind another guy, being like, yeah, I have no reason to pick you up. Whatever. All right. It's all good. It's all good.
2004 was a crazy year because that was when we like bowed out of teams and then tried to come back. And then they just kept going back and forth with how much money they're going to give and all this stuff. It was such crap. And then
I remember that.
And then there was also, I remember this. Yeah, there you go, Alex. Dude, Alex, you were tough in Ramos in 2005. It was great sharing the ring with you. So
yeah,
I remember.
I thought I could have had a shot against Alex too, but I mean, right there, he did take it to me in the end.
That was a fun year.
That was a fun fight, Alex.
Alex, that was his first year as an adult. He was fighting well. I was 20, so I was in that range. I felt what was funny to me at that tournament. Like our creative division was so crazy that just getting 8th place felt like you did something big, right?
100%.
And same thing when I came back in 2009 and I went first out of 32 and I got 8th. I was like, all right, that's pretty dang good. I mean, this is that time when they would split the division, score half the division, then go back and score the rest, which was so weird. But
it was weird.
Yeah, they were doing things like that. And that was when I debuted the knees in a circle, right?
Yeah.
And me kicks on my knee in a circle. And so going first, I just remember being like, Marcel looking like, Jeff. I'm like, yeah, no, I guess I need to show up more. So that, but in 2004, I just remember like I was more upset about my fighting loss than in some of my forms losses because we're sitting there and I don't even remember who I fought, to be honest with you. I was in the lightweight division and
John Sue in that? John Sue would have probably been in that same division.
None in 2004. I don't think he had stopped fighting by then.
All right.
But I believe like it was a crazy thing because Damon is coaching me and we're up like 4-0. And next thing I know, like we're like, all right, I got 5. Somehow the scores got switched somehow. And they had them winning over me. It was the craziest thing. But, that was one of the things that I remember like, wait a minute, like what is going on here? And so I felt I fought great that weekend, which was just fun for me. But the person who I remember fought awesome that weekend that I just remember hanging out with, being proud of him, was Chris. Chris Walker, man, fought amazing at that tournament in 2004 and really gave Jason a run for his money in that runoff to get to the final, and fought him great, and just, you know, fought some of the best he did to get out of that lightweight, because I think he won the lightweight grand because Jason won the light middle. So and then Jason, that was Jason's year, 2004. He won more overall grands than Raymond that year in NASCA. And that was a big one, you know. The one he didn't win was the Rolex, but he won all the other ones that year, the other big ones. So and so yeah, so that was interesting. For me, man, there's a lot of big ones. I've been doing this for a long time and I love it. But of course, I can say, you know, winning the ISKA like as a junior in '99, the first traditional grand championship they ever did, that was cool. But I still think probably the 2015 winning my division unseeded, going in there and just being like, when you go in there, you know, hey, it's supposed to be Jared versus Shaheen in the finals,
but it's not.
And then you make them change it. That means that's, you know, you're doing something right. You know what I mean? And you know, and it was me, Damian Marquez. Both of us guys were the current and defending NBL champions in our divisions. Him in Japanese, me in Korean, and I won the overall the year before, the overall grand over him. And so we go to stage against Jared, who's the top guy in NASCA. Jared won it, but just being able to be up there and push, and just, I remember not just was Hayabusa yelling for me, Infinity was yelling for me, everyone was yelling for me, and even JPM, you know, like Cam and all those guys. And so for me, getting that crowd reaction was great. You know, the only thing that I think hindered it was some of the commentary that was happening live. And I know my parents were and my students were mad about that. Because
cheering live though was fantastic, because we didn't win our division, so we were punished. We couldn't even go back to our rooms and change. We had to stay. We had to be at the finals in our uniform. You know, dorky you look, being in the crowd in your uniform. You look like a super nerd, right?
I know. I tell all my people that. I'm like, yo, please don't do that. Please.
Yeah. And we were forced.
Yes, I know.
You know what, though? It was good punishment.
What's funny is I still go back and show people that video. I think that video is one of the first ones that pops up when people search like my name on YouTube is from that one. Cool. That's one of my better ones. Even there's like one small little, like, I remember being so tense and pumped up for that when I did my crescent kick and I hit my hand, like I couldn't feel my hand or my foot after that. So when I did my side kick, I didn't know if I put my foot back down on the ground. I couldn't feel it that's how hard I hit my hand. Yeah, it was like, okay, let's get through this. But, you know, so that was definitely, you know, a cool moment there. You know, and again, it's, you know, sometimes it's the losses that you remember, because I knew that in that weekend, you know, like I was like the people's champion, you know what I mean? So that was a big deal for me. This weekend, I'm excited to do that again, and a lot of opportunities. Do it with my team, make it in the, you know, I really want us to be on stage in demo. That's going to be really exciting. I want to be on stage for senior weapons, and I want to be on stage again for traditional, you know, so I have a big weekend for that. But the other thing that's really going to be cool is, and I really hope this happens, because several of my students, especially, several of my students have worked their tail off, and I would love to see the first junior Korean Forum, you know, one of them be there this weekend, you know, in the finals, because they, you know, it's been the second year now that it's been a division in NASCA, and I would love to see that, you know. And so, and of course, all my Revolution guys killing it. But so it's gonna be a big weekend, man. Lots of fun. I'm glad that I had a couple weeks in between of. At least I'm not going like last year, where I went and I competed for 3 days, and then I took a train and then competed for 3 more days and did 6 days of competing in a row. like I did last year. So
And your business just falls apart.
yeah, you think so? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right now, we're doing pretty well, but we got a lot of things going on here, man. It's wild. Oh, I didn't even share. So Friday I drive down to Chesapeake, Virginia, Virginia Beach area. That's about 3.5 hours. Drive down. Shelly and I look at a venue that has been wanting us for a long time to have the Grand Slam open there.
Oh, I
we
thought you were
look-
talking about a venue for something else, but all right.
so
keep going.
venue,
going.
a venue for the tournament. Go around, look at there. While we're there, we're only a few minutes from the beach, so we go, hang out at the beach for 30 minutes, and then get back, drive, get home, pack up for the next day where we drive. So like we left our house at 5 that morning, drove there for our meeting at 9. The next day we leave our house at 6:30, drive to Charlotte to take Wesley, my son, for a kickboxing tournament, another one of those IKF kickboxing tournaments. So
Damn.
we have to be there like 10:30 for fighters weigh-in. He didn't fight till 5:30. Oh my God. Or fighters meeting. Yeah. They make the brackets like the day of. It's like, guys, let's get this a little bit better. Well, we know, like, do I need to be here this early or not? So that was the only thing, but it was a fun
people
event.
think karate tournaments are disorganized. Go ahead and do that. Do a wrestling tournament.
Oh, well, because again, you're looking at 2 rings. You know what I mean? It's not like they have 8 rings, and honestly, it's organized for what they have, but they just need more.
Yeah.
More mass, But I tell you one thing that I really liked, and you have all these guys from kickboxing gyms, MMA gyms. I tell you, man, everyone is really cool with each other. And the professionalism of the judges, the coaches. Like, no one is yelling and complaining and yelling at the refs. This is crap. This is, like, I saw one guy kind of talk trash and be like, man, I should have won, and his coach yelled at him and told him to zip his mouth. Like, everyone was in, like, really just professional, and everyone was having fun and enjoying what they were doing. It wasn't a knockout, it wasn't 4 knockouts. It was everybody going there and getting more rounds in with people that you don't usually spar, in a good, technical, competitive way. So it's pretty cool. What do you say? Not setting up division.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He's got a fantastic point.
Well, that's why I like the WACO system of you have to be registered at least a week, 2 weeks before, and that way everything's already set up. I love that.
Yeah.
AAU was the same way. All the brackets were out a week before. You already knew who your first round was. So,
So I think, yeah, you're right. What the WACO system's 100%. It's fantastic. It's great. Sports data is just so confusing.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Hey,
very
so Alex, we got a quick special guest that wants to say, hey, what up, bro?
Wow. Don't call it a comeback.
What's happening?
What's
Hey,
up, man? Give us some news. I told Alex I have to leave soon, but
Yeah, no, I'll give it to you. 30
come
seconds.
on, man.
It's busy.
Yeah.
Just heads down. 27 years later, as you guys know, we
Yeah.
WMAC Health is launched. So we
Okay.
have products, about 9 SKUs that are out there right now, about to drop. Hopefully, about 21 products coming up soon. We'll be heading to U.S. Open for Quest for the Next. Obviously, I'm doing casting. I'd like to find not just the obviously introducing the new masters, bringing the old legends, but we'll be casting for a handful of shows here for 2026. And
Nice.
man, just everything and anything going on at this present moment. We're going to be doing Maya seminar as well on Saturday, which is going to be photography. So I'm just basically going to be doing a seminar as well on the business side and casting on the U.S. Open side. So it's going to be a great weekend. Everybody's excited. About 40 people coming through for production and crew and talent. So it's going to be very interesting to have 3 different units come into our arena and filming and running, B-roll, capturing our sport, capturing the legends, new masters, and obviously our time together.
Yeah.
So do athletes, potential cast members, should they be seeking you out?
So that I'm glad you asked that. So we will have a booth by Century. So we'll have the legends there doing their primary videos and documentary functions of the show. We will be walking around with B-roll, 2 other units. I'll have my own unit, and we'll have Anthony Gooch doing second unit as well. So we will probably pull you guys aside as well to get some historical content and just chat with you guys, as well as our athletes. I will be walking around with the team with a VIP ticket. They'll give it like a Willy Wonka golden ticket. So if you get a VIP ticket, then you are one step closer to Final Cast. So, you could come visit us at the booth, obviously, and we'll come around and start scouting. And if we hand off a ticket to you, then just contact us and we'll take the next steps from there.
Yeah,
Don't do
at the very least.
Yeah,
people
just
should
do your
stop by.
thing. And just do your thing, do your performances. Don't worry about doing anything extra.
Yeah, this is what's cool, man, because this is how it felt in the 90s, man. Like, this is how, like, there was always people like there to check, like, oh man, like I remember going to compete and getting like several agents contacting us, and being like, wait, what? Oh wow, and some things panned out, some didn't. But it was just that whole thing of, wow, all right, this is something different, right?
Yeah, if you guys are following the social, majority of the guys that will be there were actually scouted by Pat Johnson in the mid-90s. And those will be the same guys, because that entire stunt crew on WMAC Masters were the ninjas. The Ghost Ninjas, the Ghost Ninjas, the Masked Ninjas, and the Kabuki Warriors. So now you get to, you guys all get to see them unmasked, and they're going to be scouting the talent with me.
I love it. Man, this is going to be sick.
I never asked this question. So in the show, it said that you were a ninja before you were actually a cast member in the show. Were you actually a ninja, or was that just a line in the show?
That was a storyline.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Maybe. Let's ask.
But let's leak that for a moment. Is that's what the show, as you guys have watched the show, is what is the Ninja Academy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Let's talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we share. Let's share that story, right? Yeah.
That's right. Let's create that story. Everybody here has been through the Ninja Academy in some form or fashion since the 90s, and they've all contributed to our industry. And it looks much different now. And the Dragon Star might not be an object. It could be yourself. Because we all are stars of our own independent verticals, and the way we've, supported sport martial arts and have brought it to this next few generations and beyond.
Awesome. So, kid, besides this weekend, which is going to be your biggest moment, I think, in your martial arts career, right? It always is the next one. Share, kid. Hey, it says kid. I mean, listen, I know. Listen. Mr. Carmichael, Mr. Simon, sir. But what was your biggest U.S. Open moment, man? Let's share it as a competitor.
Yeah.
What year? What, there was a lot.
Yeah, I won that tournament maybe 3-4 times, right? So. And out of my 4, 5, 6 year career. So I love that tournament. I love the after parties as well. And it was just a great time. And that, was, being able to, if you guys look back at footage, that 720, it was pretty epic. I was able to do, some good choreography there as well. I think I always use US Open as a midpoint for my career. And I always knew there was going to be some, celebrity there in film. If that was Ernie Jr. at Surf Ninjas promoting in 93, or 94 when the other we were beginning WMAC Masters, just pre-planning, so everybody was getting ready for that. I remember I just wanted I actually wanted that US Open plate, the ones they used to give out in the 80s.
Same here. Oh man,
they don't have it. I've asked Master McCoy and Master Sawyer, Mr. Schaefer, if they could bring that back. But that it was such a great tournament, and I always followed it. But knowing that's a Triple Crown tournament, and still one of the best, obviously the best tournament with regards to the platform of a media, and it's great to come back.
And back when you were doing it, it was at the big convention center, right? I guess in Orlando. It wasn't really Disney area like it is now.
Right.
It's completely different. It's a whole different thing and vibe. But yeah, for me and I think actually I might have been one of the last ones that they gave that plate to, like our year in '99. And I know for me it was like that's the one that is like just a legendary thing for me to get. And you know, I mean, I need to clean that thing up and make it look a little bit more presentable.
I didn't know they brought it. I didn't know they brought it back. So
yeah, so they kept it. They kept it until I think 2000 may have been the first year they changed it, but they kept it until then. And then and that was that. Yeah, to me that was my favorite. I was like, oh, we got to get you know, because each one had something. Each tournament then had something different, you know, and that's what made the sport really cool. You had something different to achieve, but it wasn't just like a cool new trophy. It was just what it represented, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the trophy did look cool. I remember thinking like, this looks like Wimbledon or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How
That's
cool
what
this is.
It really was like that. It was like Wimbledon to me, you know. So awesome, man. Awesome. Well, Carmichael, dude, I can't wait to see you. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm leaving in a few hours, driving down to the airport and get on a plane. I'm going to be there super early. And
safe travels to you.
You're
Yes,
already
sir.
there, aren't you?
I'm not yet.
Oh,
Second Thursday. Yeah. So
How about yourself? Are you coming through, Alex?
it's too much business over
Okay,
here.
I understand.
I'm already
Fair
in trouble.
No, you're not.
you're not, man.
We're just
You're not.
saying that like I took a week off because I didn't do the pod like 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
Because we were on like we had a family vacation. I don't you guys do any summer vacations?
I've been traveling the whole time. I've been
Same.
in LA and San Diego this whole month. I just got out of Houston. I've been literally on the road for the last 4 to 6 weeks. And the
We
coming into
vacationed. I'm gonna tell you this, just a small little tidbit. In one of the best and weirdest spots that you could. We vacationed in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, which sounds like what in the heck is that, right?
Right.
So
That's what I thought.
the beaches are phenomenal, right? And like nobody's there, like nobody knows about it, and you're like, where the heck is everybody? This is pristine, right? And my wife and kids, they could be at the beach, and we did. They were there all day long, right? And you're like, how's nobody here? And then you look out there, and you're like, this is like a regular suburbanal home. And you look over there, and you're like, that looks like a drug house, right? And then you look over there, and that one's like a $3.5 million house. And you're like, how does this make any sense? I'm standing in the same spot. I see it all. And then the food there, I don't get it. Wisconsin, it's nuts to me. Mike Welch he must be a friggin' unicorn. He's an alien. It doesn't make sense because you're supposed to be 30 pounds overweight if you live there because the pizza was the healthy option. That was the healthy option, right?
Right.
And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. That guy, he should be outlawed from going to like family pools and beaches. Like dads aren't supposed to look like you, Mike, but whatever. But it was a great time.
Oh, man.
How have these been working for you guys?
Yeah, man.
through 'em.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I
You
love
know?
it. Man.
Yeah, went through them all.
Okay. Where you got your address? I'm glad that you said it online here, so we'll make sure that Scott sends you some more.
It was awesome.
Awesome,
Okay, good.
man.
The
Awesome.
spray, I like the spray too.
Yeah, the spray is good. Good
The
look.
spray was great. I was like, I don't know how this thing's gonna work, and I've been using it like on like all sorts of stuff, man. It's been great.
Yes, for everything. But you think about for martial artists, smelly gis or the gear that just sits around.
And that's the thing is like we get nose blind so much because we're in it all the time. We don't smell it. Yeah, exactly. And we've all had our nose busted like, I don't know, 14,000 times. I can't smell stuff anyway, right? sometimes there's just days where like I don't smell nothing, right? And it has nothing to do with COVID. So guys, listen to that. Don't think it's that. It's because my nose has been busted that many times, right? Just random on the day. But that is great because that's the downside of karate schools and karate stuff sometimes because stuff smells like feet.
Yeah.
Right. True. I love it. So go check them out, guys. We're going to have a big weekend, martial arts weekend. It's a celebration, man. Celebration of the past, present, and future. So let's go. Lots
Guys
of
should
great
at least go to the WMSC booth and get pictures. Go
Yeah.
stop by, go hang. That's going to be the cool booth for sure.
Definitely. Definitely.
That
All right,
does.
bro. Good seeing you. We'll see you soon.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you at the U.S. Open.